Just during your chat. All right. Clickety click here. Yeah, leave them so this one. All right. So, you know what? I'm winging this time. We gotta turn messages on before I forget. All messages are visible. I wish it was like that by default. All right. Oh, we got a like already, even though it says we have 0 viewers. So, must be an error. Someone's clearly watching this. If we have a like, why don't you introduce yourself to the class here? The class on Awesomeness 101, intro to being the ideal human being. Why don't you introduce yourself? Right. All right. Well, in your own time, I guess. Experiencing technical difficulties, perhaps. You know. I think I'm fine on my end. Wi-Fi connection here. Which again, I think it's really stupid that it can't just use 3G because there's plenty of that here. Just Wi-Fi is kind of scarce. Hey, Doodle Noodle, 2 streams in a row. You're a mad lad, Josh. You're lucky Patty King's Irish, so I know what mad lad means. 2 streams in a row. Well, in a row would be back to back. It's 2 nights in a row. Typically, after a successful stream, I'll try again the next night, you know, because I'll have a good taste in my mouth left from it. Figuratively, of course, unless I eat. One other thing, I think I ate a can of soup on my first live stream, the New Year's one. I think I can't remember. I haven't watched that in a while, but yeah. I mean, I'd rather be watching other people's videos for the first time than rewatching my old videos, you know. But all right. Well, now that I know we got someone watching, let's move into the light, I suppose. All right. What's up, Doodle Noodle? Still doodling, still noodling, still being an awesome noodle. Good noodle, I hope. Perhaps being a mischievous scallywag, I don't know. Whatever. I've been kind of tired. Hey, you know what? Today was actually a really boring day for me. Yesterday was exciting because it was the local fair was in town for 10 days. I actually had a wristband in my live stream last night, in case you didn't notice. But you know, basically, yeah, it's just pure euphoria for me. You know, for 10 days. I went to the fair all 10 days, open to close. And I had to do a paper in a children's book. That's going to require some explanation. I had to do a paper. First of all, do what to a paper? You know, was it like set it on fire? Like, you know, more grotesque things. I don't, you know, do a paper in a children's book. So like inside this children's book, there's do a paper on a children's book. So like on top of it. So you take the paper, not in. Okay, all right. So that's slightly more acceptable. But so the paper is on top of children's book, and you're going to do it, whatever that means. So you had to though. So you were like held at gunpoint. Like, all right, you gonna do this or what? You know, like. So man, hats off to you. That is some real, like, I would hate to trade places with you there if I was forced to do a paper on top of a children's book. Yeah, that would not be fun. So, wow. Well, I really can't compete with that as far as what my day was like. So yeah, I mean, it was a pretty boring day. Suffice to say, I mean, you know, I'm kind of suffering from fair withdrawal symptoms right now. I may seem pretty happy here, but that's just because I'm live streaming and Doodle Noodle's here, you know? It's a shame it's just you. I'd like for there to be like I was actually just on a live stream. I get around actually. I watch my fair share of live streams. I was actually just watching a live stream. I won't tell you from who, but I was watching one a few hours ago actually, and I was just like I was overwhelmed. There was like 2,000 people watching, and several hundred of them were in the chat room, and it's just like you can't get any word in because it's just too many people, and it's like wow, it's like most of the time it's just 0 to 1 for mine, like so like I said, I mean if you can bring in any friends or anyone what is that 7 creepypasta stream we met on? Oh, for those of you that don't know, Doodle and I met on a live stream. That's a fun fact, actually. That's But I didn't know it was 24/7. It was from Creeps McPasta, which is pretty much the only creepypasta channel I watch, listen to rather. It's all audio only. But I mean, I occasionally will, listen to others if they have a really catchy title in there in my recommended section. But the only one that I seek out is Creeps McPasta because I like the way he uses his sauce, so to speak. That's just yeah. But so I mean he's the sauce the sauce boss of creepypastas in my eyes. So yeah, just a real sandwich cutter. So basically, yeah, no, it was from Creeps and McPasta. I didn't know it was a 24/7. I remember it was in October, so maybe it was 24/7 until Halloween. I'm not sure that it's online right now because I think it was live, like him actually reading them like live, unless it was somehow pre-recorded, but it wouldn't be much of a live stream then. It would just be more like a premiere. So yeah, I really don't know. But he was on the Creeps and McPasta channel in October of 2018. I can't remember the exact day, but it was like 3 a.m. It was. I mean that's when I'm most active. I do obviously if I'm given advance notice, I'll watch some live streams from some YouTubers that I follow. If it's earlier in the day, like today. Um, but yeah, I don't remember what it was called. It was probably something Halloween related. Um, but yeah, so today was kind of a boring day, if you want to call it that. I haven't been, bored in a long time, which is good. I try to keep busy, and if I don't have anything to do, I'll find something to do. Like right now, I'm live streaming, because hey, why not? Like that could make other people happy, maybe. And I got nothing better to do right now. I'm all caught up with my homework. The fair's not going on anymore, unfortunately, much to my chagrin. I really shouldn't eat anymore today, so I don't want to do that. It's actually too warm, too hot, dare I say, to go for a walk right now, or like to go outside. Um, so there's not really, I'm very limited as far as what I can do. So I figured, hey, let's live stream. And I was going to give it maybe like 10 minutes, and then if no one tuned in that time, I would just record a video or something or upload something. But it seems like we're in for a full length one here. As long as there's activity, as long as I'm not just talking to myself here, because that's why sometimes you'll see the same video like Joshua, this is your fourth, sixth live stream. It's like yeah, because nobody tuned in the other ones. Like unless it's level amp chats or something or like my thoughts on or whatever, like it's not meant to be just a one-way thing. A live stream, in my opinion, it's like a chat room, basically. It's like a live interaction, with the audience, with the viewers. So if there's no participation, there's no point, in my opinion. So it's like, why make those public? Obviously you'll get notified when I start live streaming because that's what you click the bell notifications for, but they will be private if there's nothing going on, and typically they're only a few minutes long. That I usually give people 10 minutes to tune in because you figure, it's really for people that are already using their devices, and they get the notification right then. Mr. Everything Man is live. I'm like, oh, okay, and so they tune in, and go over to that. So that really shouldn't take more than a few minutes, So, And I've tried live streaming at different hours. I'm saying, oh well, maybe a lot of my fan base is just asleep. Maybe I'll try during the day. Maybe I'll try during the day on a weekend. Maybe I'll try at night on a weekend. Maybe I'll try during the day on a weekday. Anything I try, it's the same results. So, Doodle Noodle's really my only loyal participant in these live streams. So hats off to you. You're pretty much single-handedly keeping the live streams alive and well. So you're really accomplishing something. Um, I remember that in the live stream we did outside, I kept sending stuff, but it wouldn't come through. In the live stream I did outside, you kept sending me stuff and it didn't go through. Is that, did I end up making that private? Like, is that still available, or or have you like watched it back? Like, is that a public one on my channel? Or was that just one that like I gave up because, I didn't receive any messages and turned out here you actually were. Yes, it's private. Oh crap. What was it called? Was it the fourth one, the sixth one, the third one, the fifth one, the seventh one? Like, do you remember by any chance what it was? Because maybe I can go back and look at it and try to fix it. You remember which one it was? I think it was the eighth. All right, after this is over, I'll go back and look at that and see what I can do. Yeah, I'm so sorry, man. Out there in the screen room, I mean, there's very little Wi-Fi. There's only routers in my house, so basically, it's trying to get the Wi-Fi from inside, But I just wanted to be outside because it was quieter out there, and also because it was cooler. Um, certain nights, depending. Remember you were talking about Joshua News. Oh, that may have been one of the longer ones. That may have been one of the rant videos. Oh, crap. I forgot I talked about that. Um, okay. Well, that narrows it down. That helps because that definitely I definitely only talked about that once. So, all right. I'll probably just make that public anyway. Whether because if it's the half-hour one that I think it is, then that people deserve to be able to watch that. So, yeah, I was talking about the Joshua. Now I remember that. Now, what else was I talking about? The story of the crazy old man. I think I imitated that camera thing. Other thing. Was that by any chance the Now and Later's episode where I opened with the? No, that's a different one. Because one of them I remember I tried to I had this opening. I was in the screen room and I'm like, well, it's time I reveal, one of my secret habits, a habit I'm trying to kick. I got 2 packs here. I'm out in the screen room, in an ashtray and everything, and you might be wondering like, oh, it's bad for you, isn't it? Yeah, I know, but gotta have my now and laters, and I pull them out, and it's candy now because you think it's cigarettes or something, and it's like, oh, it's candy, So I'm like, I didn't watch it from the beginning. I just tuned in sometime. Oh, so you wouldn't know. Yeah, I think that was a different one though. Now that I remember, because I think I got interrupted somehow. Either the Wi-Fi cut out or like my phone died or something, because that happens sometimes. But yeah, if your messages don't come through, I'm not sure whose end it's on. Because I mean, if you remember distinctly that it was yours, like if it kept saying failed, not sent, or something like that, then there's nothing I could do about that. But if it, to the best of your knowledge, if it went through, then that's my bad, because in the screen room there's not as much Wi-Fi. I mean, the Wi-Fi in here is kind of faulty, but it has phases. Like right now, it's one of its better days. It's in one of its better phases. It works fine for like a week maybe, and then it starts acting up, and you kind of just need to unplug it for a few days before you plug it back in. So it basically works like maybe 7 out of 10 days. So when I was out in the screen room, there was probably one of the 3 bad days where it's like, well, the whole upstairs doesn't have. I saw it on the chat, but I don't think it came through on your side. Ah, crap! So that was my bad. Yeah. So no, if it came through, I would read it. I'm definitely one of those YouTubers. I mean, if you're the only one on the chat, especially, like, I'm gonna acknowledge the fact that I received the message. So yeah, sorry about that, man. I mean, that kind of stuff happens. It's just the Wi-Fi. I mean, honestly, like I'm surprised it wasn't like glitchy. I mean, it may have been, I don't know. But if it typically if the Wi-Fi is poor, like I watched my first live stream back, and because I'm moving from upstairs to downstairs, it's just like it's like glitching up and freezing and skipping and stuff like that. And some of my Minecraft ones do that every once in a while, but those have been a little better. Um, but yeah, I'm still working out the technical kinks, and that, like I said, I wish it could be 3G because there's plenty of that around here. Just the Wi-Fi is a little faulty, and for some reason, I can only get live streaming to work on Wi-Fi. It's fine. Yeah, of course you're gonna say that. Everything's fine with you. Anyway, what's tonight's live stream gonna be? What's the main event of this of tonight's live stream gonna be? Oh, by the way, see if you can get any of your friends or anyone else to tune in to this, if you can, if you can message somebody, you know, call or text or email or whatever on a device that's hopefully not the same one you're using to do this, so that you wouldn't have to leave to do that, and just be like, hey, this YouTuber is live streaming right now. You got to get in on this. It's a really cool opportunity, and they'll be like, oh, sure. Send me a link to it. All right, here it is. Go walk right in. And obviously, I much appreciate it if you could do that. Otherwise, if you're like me and you don't really, have any friends or know many people, like no worries, man. That's fine. Um, but oh, random thoughts. Come on, man. That's too vague. So okay, I see what you mean. So like a talking oriented thing. Good, because I'm not in the mood for anything physically active anyway. Random thoughts on, well, let me think. What's something random I could talk about? Let's look around. It's bold of you to assume I have friends, Joshua. Well, judging, but I make assumptions. I do. I think everybody's guilty of that at some point or another. It's a human instinct. It's kind of healthy to do. Like I assume that you have people you get along well with, based on inferences on your channel, your content, and stuff like that. Like I would assume that if you make a specific type of content, if you're into the same thing, um, you know, that like, you're gonna have some people that also enjoy that. That like, there's definitely people with similar interests as you, clearly, and that's how you make friends for the most part. Is through bonding through similar interests. You do know some people you can send a link to the stream. Cool, do it if you can, as long as it means that you leave to do that. As long as you can stay here while you do that. Yeah, definitely try to send a link to the stream. Call some people if you can, or send a text message. Just be like, hey, this is you got to get on this right now. This really big YouTuber live streaming right now. You gotta watch this. It's awesome. Whatever. And I don't have another device, so I'll have to leave. Even to send a text message, there's no like because if you're on like open up a new tab or something, I would think. But and then whatever, that part's up to you. If you think it'd be successful, if you're like, no, there's a good chance so and so might reply or come back, then it'd be worth it, because otherwise, if you're like, nah, they're probably sleeping or busy or not interested or whatever, then don't bother. But obviously, if you think you can get some more people on here, even if I don't know them, hey, I'm down for that. We can have a party then. Um, so yeah, just let me know what's going on. So are you still here, or did you leave to try to summon your friends? All right, well, I guess Doodle Noodle's gone, so I'm gonna have to provide whoever the other person's watching right now, and whoever's watching this pre-recorded, like afterwards, with some entertainment. So allow me to bust out my musical instrument here. I know, I'm really proud of it. It's got a stand and everything. Yeah, it's signed too. It's got an autograph. Yeah, I know. But let's see. We can try to. Oh crap! My finger takes up 3 frets. It's not good. Let's see if I can play any notes on here. The strings are way too close together. My finger takes up 3 whole frets. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's. It's just a decoration, really. Crap. What else is here? Anyone want some tacos? Let's see if I can read the menu. Tacos, $1.25. Oh, that's an eel of a deal. Oh, that's pretty small. Meal, onions. Oh, meat. Meat, onions, little tomato, with an E at the end, tomato. Lettuce. So instead of the traditional spelling of lettuce, it's Lettuce. Lettuce. Avocado. Sour cream. Man, this writing's so small, it's giving me a headache. Hot French roll sandwich. Quesadillas, $3.95/$4.95. Flour tortilla cheese melts. Burritos, regular $3. Supreme, $4. Super, $9. Meats, carnes. Carne asada, steak. Spicy pork. Tongue, chicken. And green chile pork. Well, now you know. Hey, Doodle Noodle's back. How good, young sailor. Play the waiting game. Alright, let's see if anybody shows up. In the meantime, do you have any suggestions for what kind of entertainment you want to be provided with? What kind of quality content you expect? Did you know that the skin on your elbow is called the weenus? I did not know that, actually. Now I do. So this is my weenus, and like this, like I scraped my weenus here. Is that? Well, now I know. It's like something you'd see one of those fleeting flashing screens of like those text messages that appear in 10 minutes in between the commercials on Adult Swim, you know? Haven't watched TV in a while. I should do that sometime. I'd rather make YouTube videos. I'd rather watch YouTube videos, honestly. But every once in a while, I get the craving for some good nighttime television. It has to be nighttime, though. So if someone touches your alpha, you can say, "Hey, you're touching my weenus." Yeah. All right. I can do that. Hey, did you just touch my weenus? Like, yeah. No, yeah, I like that. I'm gonna use that now. Thanks, Doodle Noodle, for enlightening me on such important imperative knowledge. So, are you tuning in from a smartphone or from a PC? Don't mind us. We're just touching weenuses. I probably did that at some point. iPad. I get that's closer to a phone than a PC, I think. But because I was gonna ask like if you could have another tab open because um a thing I do in my pastime is quiz myself on trivia questions. Actually, I had Patty King and I actually an audio recording exists of him and I multiple actually maybe um, me being a trivia host and him the contestant and seeing how many trivia questions he knows the answers to, and he didn't do too well. I did slightly better, but still nothing to be proud of. Still not a passing score. He got like 20% right, and I got about 40%. So, double what the king got, but he ain't no king of trivia, and neither am I. So, but yes, if you want to just ask me like random trivia questions, that would be fun. Um, but yeah, no, whatever, man, it's cool. If you don't have any ideas for material, it could just be a one-way staring contest. It could just be, me staring at you for 30 minutes or whatever. I'm cool with that. Uh, I'll check if they respond. Entertain yourself while I'm gone. Aw, entertain myself while I'm gone. I'll just touch my own weenus. There's no one. There'll be no one now. The doodle noodles left. There's no one to touch my weenus, so I'll just have to. I'll just have to do this. So don't mind me. I'll just be stroking away. All right. Come back real soon. I can't see it. Oh. 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 This is. Oh, my weenus. Oh, oh, man. Ah. Oh. And that, folks, is my daily workout routine, more or less. And now I'm not going to show you my flat, webbed feet. How many times you guys? There we go. Just kind of, just like, hey, looks like we got ourselves some more viewers. Why don't y'all introduce yourselves? Welcome to live stream. Welcome to the weirdest live stream you'll ever be a part of. Also, one of the most interactive. And since there's so few viewers, the most personalized as well. So, send us a message, type a little something, something, and let me know what you want to see next. If you got any questions, if you got any requests, if you want to chat, whatever, just type it in. They might be joining. Oh, okay. I guess it's just doodle noodle. All right, we'll see. A potential response like, IDK, man, I'm pretty tired, lol. See. See. Yeah. It was probably like, IDK, man, is on the real. I'm mega tired RN think I'ma try to catch some Z's. Know what I'm saying? I don't know how you kids talk nowadays, but yeah, he gets the point. Whatever. Probably. But yeah, no, that would be really exciting if we can get some more people on here. Anyway, definitely not dissing you, Doodle Noodle. Not that not that. I mean, yeah, it's definitely great having you on here. Anyway, what should the next segment of the show be? We've already managed to kill a half hour somehow. So what are we gonna do next? Hello, Doodle Noodle? Are you still there? Guess he left. Oh well. Yeah, it's the lesson to be learned from this. When you take out your weenus on a live stream, some people just won't be able to handle it. If some people don't know how to react to that, so it'll make some people uncomfortable and they'll leave. So, guess I learned my lesson for tonight. No more showing my weenus on YouTube live streams. It's bad for business, I guess. I don't know why I'm holding this. I just found it. I found it last night actually while I was being Agent Earl, and I just kind of kept it. I'm actually supposed to be looking for something right now. I'll find it tonight. So I'm assuming Doodle Noodle is either having trouble with the internet or device died or had to take a phone call or something, or works the night shift and his boss, caught him slacking off on the job and, whatever. But hopefully Doodle Noodle will return in a few minutes, so I'm going to give him that time. And if he doesn't come back, then I guess that's the end of that. But shall remain hopeful. Oh crap! Hey, Doodle Noodle's back. She's joining later. Ooh, a she. That brings another flavor to the podcast. Later? How much later? Like in a few minutes? I mean, we're already 33 minutes into this, You were supposed to be like at peak by now. But whatever, man. I'm flexible. So we can do whatever. Oh, the she, huh? I'm not sure how to react to that. That just adds another layer. Whatever. Anyway, so until then, Doodle Noodle, what can us two fine gentlemen do to entertain ourselves? What should the next segment of the show be? Hello? We can talk about anime. Let's do it. Let's talk about anime. I'll let you take the lead on this one. Since you brought it up. Let's have a frank, open discussion of. I haven't really kept up with Dragon Ball Super. Okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody has to keep up with it. I mean, yeah, the ratings might be over 9,000, but other than that, it's Dragon Ball. All right, next. It was a fun topic. I'm at the universe survival arc, and I just stopped like 8 episodes in. Hmm. All right. Yeah, that's that universe survival arc. Hoo-wee. Yep. That's how you know the show means business. It's never been the same since. So let me tell you, boy, are you missing out. It really yeah, the show, it really gets I mean, they really add a few ingredients to the sandwich. I don't want to spoil it, but the sandwich gets thicker. You know. Well, that was a fun topic. What's gonna be next? I mean, I'll tell you, I just really had a blast on that one. Real Dragon Ball sandwich. um, yeah, yeah, that probably exists somewhere. I would imagine. Maybe in Japan. I don't know. Dragon Ball sandwich. That can probably be done. You can probably make that. Just put like little, like those Wonder Balls you can get. Just make if you just have like a Wonder Ball, and then you put food coloring on it. To basically like edible paint. To make it look like a Dragon Ball, and then just put that between two pieces of bread. You got a Dragon Ball sandwich. So yeah, it can be done. Oh, I wonder, 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 what's in a sandwich? A sandwich. It's a sandwich, man calls it. But all right. Anyway, thank you. Moving on. I can do what Goku did in GT and swallow a normal Dragon Ball. Swallow a normal Dragon Ball? You're gonna have to take a picture of that and send it. Can you attach pictures in comment section on YouTube? I've never seen it done yet, so I don't think so. That'd be pretty cool if you could. If you could attach a picture. I could attach links. Okay, so you can attach a link. So leave a comment after you're done with this with a link to a video that you take of yourself eating a normal Dragon Ball like Goku did. All right, that's our agreement we'll make on this, and then then you'll be covered. You'll be on the level 1 of the Patreon tier system. Something. But all right. So what's next on the stream? Hello, Doodle Noodle. What games do you plan on playing? I definitely gotta play again. I'm really getting a hankering for that. I'm just salivating at the thought. I'm just like I listen to the of things like at least like a different thing for every day of the month worth, of stuff to fall asleep to. A good percentage of it is music related, like either like, positive energy, like delta waves to cleanse negative energy or whatever, or like some kind of spiritual healing music or whatever. And sometimes it's video game music of video games I grew up with. The only three that really like resonate with me in a really powerful way are Super Mario Galaxy, Mario Kart Wii, and Minecraft. So I was just listening to the Minecraft soundtrack a few days ago, and it's just like, man, I gotta play that game. I gotta play the crap out of that game on Minecraft. It's awesome. So definitely gonna play some more Minecraft in the future. I'm gonna play some more Guitar Hero, mostly off camera. Um, there's a few games I would play, but have not been able to recently. Believe it or not, I actually had more access to video games like a year ago than I do now. Um, but I'm not a huge gamer actually. The Minecraft song, also known as the gamer national anthem, is it? I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of a weird case. I like grew up playing Minecraft, kind of. Yeah, it's really weird. I have a very unique relationship with the game. I'm gonna say that. But it is a big part of my life as of right now. So, and as I said in my first episode, I'd recommend it to everyone. It's really like an inoffensive game. It's just it's an objectively good game. Like there's no complaints with it. There's nothing controversial about it. It's just a good game. It's just fun. It's just enjoyable. There is no primary demographic. There's no target audience. It's just people. Sadly, kids today won't be able to grow up with Minecraft. They'll have that abomination Fortnite. Oh man, you took the words right out of my mouth on that one. Yeah, the two are not comparable. I saw a video once that someone tried to compare the two games. Oh no, Fortnite's just like Minecraft. It's like, what did you just say? I had to take off my sunglasses and do a swift turn around. What was that? I was like, yeah, no, I don't ever want to hear that again. I have never played Fortnite. I have actually very limited knowledge of what it is. I'm not qualified to talk crap about it because I've actually never watched a gameplay video of it. I don't personally know anyone that actually plays it either. I've never seen anybody play it, so I have very limited knowledge of it. So I don't really have the qualifications to speak either way on it. But Fortnite stole two of Minecraft's ideas. Which two? But it's creative mode and the music blocks. So yeah, I have very limited knowledge of the game itself, only that it's everywhere in pop culture and it's really annoying. Just like for a while, it was the same way with Rick and Morty. Like it became everywhere, and before I knew what it was, I just was kind of predispositioned to I kind of had a disliking for it because I'm like, what is this Rick and Morty crap everybody's talking about? This whatever. And I was like, dude, did you actually watch Rick and Morty? And be like, well, no, but like, do I have to know what it is? And it was like, yeah, you do. And so I watched it and I'm like, oh, huh. Well, I still don't like the majority of the fan base, but the show is pretty cool. And so that's what I said. So, I don't know. Maybe it's like, no, dude, you just play Fortnite and you'll realize how awesome it is. You'll realize why everyone in the elementary school is playing it. You'll realize why, there's so many, like, you'll understand the masterpiece of art that is TikTok, like, I don't know. Maybe. That's another thing, too. TikTok is just, it's, I used to like to laugh at it, but now it's just too like blood boiling to even watch ironically. So yeah, that's just please no. I hope I didn't offend you, Doodle Noodle. I hope you don't have like a TikTok account, and you're like, you know, Richard and Mortimer. The fan base scared me away. Oh, wait, you mean like to this day you didn't watch Rick and Morty? Because we were just talking about Mr. Jellybean last night. So, I mean, yeah, technically, if you're on like social media and stuff, you probably don't have to actually watch the show to know about that kind of stuff. But like, have you seen it to this day? Because I'm like I said, I'm still like, still right now, I'm not a fan of the fan base. Um, I just saw a clip of that jelly bean cream. Oh, okay. Well, no, man, you gotta watch the full show. If you enjoy my content and if you respect my opinion, That was my favorite show for probably a whole year. It had the first. It was at. It has the most weeks spent at first place of any show that I've watched, and right now, probably in the top five. So it's yeah, it's very those that I know of. So that's a huge title. So if you respect my opinion, definitely watch it. It's worth the watch. It's very you know what they say. You have to have a high IQ to understand the intricate complexities of the Szechuan sauce, and of the the get swifty, and the Rick dance, like it's really you need you need to be in Mensa to really understand the symbolic representation. No, but it is what it is. That's what it is. And like I said, I just shared my story with originally frustrated me. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. This is crap. Cucumber Richard. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Pickle Rick. It's probably my least favorite episode in the show, or one of the least favorite. The episode I don't mind. It's just the concept behind it. Like it's almost like the main goal above all of that episode was just to sell toys. Like I think they knew. I think Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland knew. Like this is going to be a big thing. This is going to catch on, because that this was post Szechuan sauce, So once they realized McDonald's brought the Szechuan sauce back, they realized just how much power they have over their fans and how much power their fans have over society, So like, let's make people buy our toys. And like even at the fair, like I see like little plush Pickle Rick pillows and stuff. I'm like, no, this isn't like the fan. In my opinion, it's one of those things that the fan base is ruining something that's actually a good thing. Because Rick and Morty is an awesome show, but if the fan base wasn't so, like, if it wasn't the way that it is, like, I think that does scare a lot of people away. They're like, oh, it's just a bunch of like stupid people who like, memes and social media and plush toys and probably a little pump or something. As you like, yeah. I mean, nothing against meme Doodle Noodle. I know that's your bread and butter, but I'm just saying like, no, it's not at all. Um, Unfortunately, yeah, that is a lot of the fan base, but that's only some of it. They're the most vocal about the show, of course, because they're the loudest, so they're the ones you're going to know about. But then there's people like me that are passive fans, where I'm a huge fan of the show. I really like it. I remember seeing a video of a guy having a mental breakdown of Szechuan sauce, putting a shirt over his head, claiming he's Pickle Rick. Yes, I actually saw that clip too, thanks to a YouTuber by the name of Penguins, also goes by Critical. The video's called "The Day the World Ran Out of Sauce," and it's about the whole Szechuan sauce epidemic. Um, yeah, it's just I like his style of humor. He's very like sarcastic and like you know, he's critical. It's just like analyzing the videos about these kind of people and stuff like that. So yeah, that whole video was about the Rick and Morty fan base, and honestly, I agree with it. He didn't state one way or another whether he's a fan of the show or not, or whether he watched the show or not. But all he talked about was the fan base, which I agree completely. The fan base does scare a lot of people away, but that's not the entire fan base. That's just the people that are vocal about it. Then there's plenty of people, arguably even more than those people, like me, who are just passive viewers and like passive fans of the show that don't do that basically. That don't say, where's my goddamn motherfucking Szechuan sauce, like I'm not gonna do, or like it's, oh, you gotta get Swift. I'm Pickle Rick, like, but yeah, no, I would never do any of that. Do that. Hey, Rose Leany. Wow, the R&M fan base reminds me like, okay, whatever. Well, silent. Let's just put a pin in it because we've got another guest on here. Welcome to the show. Welcome to my channel, probably because I don't recall you ever subscribing or commenting on my channel. So welcome to my channel, Mr. Everything Man. I'm Joshua with the content. It's always 100% unedited, unscripted, unrehearsed, improvised, and original. Keeping it fresh. We're keeping it. Yeah. Phone's at 1%. Oh no! Well, you gotta plug it in then. You gotta find a way to still manage to I mean, you gotta stay on the live stream, you know? You just got here. We're just getting started. That we're, yeah, you gotta get that plugged in. Uh, and so yeah, walk to the nearest charger, to the nearest outlet. But yeah, this is great. So how do you two know each other? Dare I ask? And yes, none of your business is an acceptable reply. You know, just one. All right, no word on that. Okay. Anyway. Oh no, we're down from 2 to 1. Her phone must have died or something. Well, hopefully she'll be back. Hopefully Doodle Noodle will be back too. I haven't heard anything from him. Anyway, so until the next message appears on the screen, I'm just gonna do this. Oh hey, I saw on an app called Skin Seed and messaged us. Skin Seed? I don't know what that is, but it sounds disturbing. No further questions. You're free to go on there. All right. Anyway, so not something normal like a friend from school or someone you know from work or someone you met on Xbox Live or something. Not anything like that. All right, I get it. Anyway, anyway, um, but yeah. So to finish up the other, trust me, it was very disturbing. Oh crap! Well, that doesn't make it better. Oh man. Well, whatever. I'm not gonna ask any questions. I may or may not look that up after the stream. Anyway, so I guess in the meantime, while we're waiting for our esteemed guest to return, I guess I'll finish my rants. So yeah, I mean, I own one. All of my. It has a very toxic fan base. Yes, suffice to say, it does have a toxic fan base. So I mean, my Rick and Morty paraphernalia consists of one Rick and Morty shirt. It's just a plain one. It's just, I mean, I probably wore it in some of my videos. It's just, it's got a picture of Rick and Morty labeled Rick and Morty. I don't have like the Get Swifty or the Pickle Rick or the Szechuan sauce or anything like that. I have no desire to, I never will. So I just have that, and I have a Rick and Morty. Well, actually, right here, I have a poster with all the characters from that one frame of season 2, episode 4, Total Recall, also called Parasite episode. Where it's like, oh shoot, now it looks like a Where's Waldo page. Can you find me? Look at all these crazy, wacky characters. We'll be back right after these messages. So it's from that scene right there, which I never got a chance to hang on the wall yet. And then I have a Rick and Morty Monopoly game, which is the oddest of the three. It's Rick and Morty Monopoly. I played it once because you need you need multiple people to play it with, and there's a reason I'm by myself. Yeah, it's Rick and Morty Monopoly. So all 3 of those things were given to me as gifts. I did not buy any of those, so I'm not going to say no to a gift. But I do wear the Rick and Morty shirt on occasion. And the other 2, we just kind of here, So that's it. That's the extent of my merchandise. So I'm not, I don't go overboard with it or anything because I feel I don't need to, Just liking the show is enough to. If you have a disorder, you can play any board game with yourself. Yes. I actually this YouTube series I watch called Board James. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. Board James with starring James Rolfe, who's just an excellent filmmaker. One of the people I'd meet if I from Pennsylvania, which is a very family history. But He yeah, his channel's called Cinemassacre. I like pretty much everything he's done. He does his most popular series, of course, is the Angry Video Game Nerd. I think Board James is actually even better than that. Angry Video Game Nerd, Board James, Monster Madness, James and Mike Mondays. He has like movie rental reviews, stuff like that. So he has a website, cinemassacre.com, but yeah, so that, you know, but Board James is really fun. It starts off, I don't want to spoil it, but there's 27 episodes. The first 18 are just very harmless, the non-canonical pretty much. It's just him and his friends who appear in some of his playing board games like that are meant for kids, and just like really like there's a song in every episode, and they're just like making it like way more intense. There's just a bunch of like wacky filters and like zoom ins and one liners and stuff like that to just make it seem like the coolest thing. I watch a bit of Nostalgia Critic. Okay, well, you may know the feud between the two. If you don't, just look up Nostalgia Critic Wizard Rant into YouTube after the stream, and you'll find it there. Nostalgia Critic AVGN Wizard Rant or something like that, and you'll find it. It's 3 minutes of that, but yeah. So if you're familiar with that, they do have a few that in real life they get along famously. James Rolfe and Doug Walker, but their characters, Nostalgia Critic and Angry Video Game Nerd, do have a feud going on. So, and they have like an epic battle video, ultimate fight or whatever. And so, yeah. So if you like Nostalgia Critic, you'll probably like Angry Video Game Nerd and subsequently Board James. But yeah, I just say that because like Board James, it starts off very innocent, and then the last few episodes of the series kind of turns it into a psychological thriller, It's like it takes it in a very unexpected direction in episode 19, and then from then on, sounds interesting. Oh, it's very interesting. I just discovered, I've heard of it for a while, but I just took it upon myself to watch it after I watched all 163 episodes of Angry Video Game Nerd multiple times, because those are so funny. They're very entertaining. I enjoy watching them. And I'm like, well, crap, I ran out of Angry Video Game Nerd episodes. What can I watch now that's similar to it? And I'm like, what's this thing called Board James? It's by the same guy, I wonder. And so I started watching, and I'm like, wow, this is like really good. This certainly gets the job done. Okay, yes, now we're ready to partay. We got two fine folks on here. All right, Rose, since it's your first time on one of my live streams and quite possibly your first time on my channel, you get first dibs. What kind of quality content do you want to see on this live stream? Do you want a Q&A? Last night I spun around in a chair and made myself dizzy by doing a little's request. Do you want to see a like what do you want? I could play you a song on this guitar, I could like what's it's a very unique opportunity. Yeah, it's it's signed, it's autographed, it's pretty cool, I know, but it's actually, what a story. I'm actually not making this up. Literally a wizard, some guy dressed as a wizard in a parking lot sold it to me in Kissimmee, Florida. So yeah, that's how you know it's legit. I can't play anything, unfortunately. I tried. Man, I have so many whack tails. You wouldn't believe it. I'm a whack tail dispenser. Basically, I could start every video with the time Okay, how about this? How about you pick a topic and I'll tell you the wackiest true story I can think of, that I have about that topic. So give us a topic, I'll give you a story. And I can't give you a song because, my fingers take up 3 frets and the strings are way too close together. Tell your best one. Come on, that's too cheesy. I can tell you, I guess I'll just tell you about things that happened to me when I was little, because why not? it's a common thing in my family. I was at Chuck E. Cheese one time. Yes, I know. I was actually there several times, but one of the times I was at Chuck E. Cheese when I was like 7 years old, maybe. Some kid came up to me who was younger than me, and just said, he just said, "Hey, Adam," and then and his dad turned around and said, "That's not Adam," and so they kept walking, and so I told my parents about it, and nothing really became of it, but that it was significant for some reason. I'm like, that kid thought it was Adam. I don't know who that is. It's probably his friend's name, but like it was a big deal to my 7-year-old self. It was my first noticeable. It was my first significant case of mistaken identity. Please don't refer it's Adam. I'm not Adam. My name's Joshua. In case you didn't know, I've been called pretty much every name that starts with J. I've been called Joseph. I've been called Jim. I've been called James. I've been called John. I've been called Jake. Um, yeah, I've been called a joke. Yeah, pretty much everything. It all goes back to the electric company, really, which is something I grew up watching. We're gonna turn it on. We're gonna bring in the power. We're gonna light up the night as bright as day in a whole new way. From the electric company of who joins the jump with the jumpin' J. The Jaguar jumps. The Jaguar joins the jump. The Jaguar joins the jump with the jumpin' J. And so Joshua joins the jump with the jumpin' J. Basically. Um, yeah, I had a very weird upbringing. So yeah, there was that time. Well, Doodle Noodle actually reminded me of this because I mentioned on one of my previous live streams about the Joshua News. Um, you can Doodle Noodle. Feel free to write. Feel free to type something about it while I'm talking about it. Yeah. So basically, it was whatever. But so the Joshua News, basically, I mean, it was a bad mistake to give my 5-year-old self a recording device, because I mean, iPhones existed. I'm new enough in the so Joshua would watch the news and then retell with his own spin on it. Yeah, basically that's what the Joshua News was. I had a lot of really weird series when I was a kid. When I was really little, like 5, 6 years old. I had not my own iPhone, but everyone in my family except me. Oh God, 7-year-old me had a 3DS. They still have it. Well, you still have it. There's really something to be said about that. But I was told every year that I'd get one for my birthday, but I pretty much broke everything I touched, so that never ended up happening. Fun fact: I never got an iPhone ever. Anyway, so everyone else in my family had one, and no one would let me. No one would let me use theirs because they thought I was going to break it. The only one that was kind enough to let me borrow hers was my mother. So I would use my mother's iPhone to record my shenanigans basically, and then we'd upload it to the family computer. You put it on like a flash drive or something so that I could watch it later in my room, because for whatever reason I loved watching my videos for I don't know why, but I liked recording videos and I liked watching them. So I using my mother's iPhone, I two there were a whole bunch of series. The only two that I remember very vividly now were The Story of the Crazy Old Man, which had something like 63 episodes or whatever. They were non-canonical. And the Joshua News. Little memes of Reddit. Um, so yeah, the story of the Crazy Old Man was basically just like hyperactivity. It's just the definition of hyperactivity. There was no like real plot to any of it. It was just complete randomness. Whatever came to my mind. Just absolutely sugar induced. Um, oh, whatnot. Not much to be said about that. Joshua News, yeah, like Doodle Noodle said, I would watch the news because that was a tradition in my household. Every single day, we would watch the 6 o'clock news, And if for whatever reason we couldn't make it, we would actually program the TV to record on a blank VHS tape from 6 to 7. We had to make sure we got the news, and we'd watch it when we got home, and we'd fast forward the commercials then. But so yeah, you're very strict about that. We watched the news every single night. Some families, watch a movie after dinner as a family or play a game or something. No, we watched the news, and most of the time we watched it during dinner. I remember distinctly one year, we had to watch the news during Thanksgiving dinner, and someone in my family got really upset about that because they're like, can you please turn the TV off while we're trying to eat? And they're like, you know the rules. It's every night we have to watch the blasted news. I don't really like the news. There's nothing really anything positive. Yeah, yeah. Well, no, I agree. I don't watch the news to scare me. Well, see that hasn't happened since I've been in this house. Basically, since my family lineup changed drastically about like 2 years ago. So since then, yeah, we haven't really watched the news because it hasn't been mandatory. So basically, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm very detached from society. Um, every once in a while, like it usually CNN, but like the news will be on in like a restaurant or a gym or a store sometimes or something like some public place or a friend's house or something. And I'll just be like, just kind of roll my eyes and be like, yeah, I'm not missing out on much, And it's all just like I made the mistake of going to what was it, Burger King at 9 a.m. for breakfast. They had the whole Mingo Club there. It was all 55 plus clubs. There was a car crash, a school shooting, 69 people died, and a baby penguin fell off. Yeah, see, that's the kind of stuff. The local news here in the Treasure Coast. The local news here in the Treasure Coast is basically Florida's Treasure Coast. That's where I live. Is basically just like which 7-Eleven was robbed, which whose dog is missing, like just stuff like that. And it's like this doesn't affect my day-to-day life at all. So why should I care? Like I'm not. There's so many better things I could be watching. I'd rather be watching Rick and Morty, I don't know, but I'd rather be playing Minecraft, So, yeah, basically, I don't watch. Suffice to say, I don't watch the news anymore. But the Joshua News is really something special. It was a version of the local news that you could stand, essentially, because what would be the local news, and then 6:30 would be world news. So it would be a compilation of the two. It would be stories from both of them. So half of the Joshua News was local news, and half would be the world news. But it was still the same show. It would just be different segments. And it had all the same elements. There'd be the weather update, the traffic update. There'd be like the sports section. Like all the different parts of the news. And so I played all the characters. What I would do, I was literally just walk around, I'd be the anchor, and then I'd walk over here, then I'm the weatherman, and now I'm the sports person, so I was that kind of kid. So the Joshua News, yeah, basically it would be a compilation of like real stories from that day. I would just go in my room immediately afterwards and tell them with my own spin on it, and then some of the stories were just completely made up. But that one was actually pretty good, given that I was 7 years old. If you uploaded Joshua News, I was watching every single thing I was doing. I don't have it on this phone. I don't think anyone has it on their phone because our family has since done away with Apple products, so we don't have iPhones. Um, but I think I know for a fact at least half of it is permanently lost because one of the devices was lost and or stolen. Um, but a good amount of it every day after supper. Yeah, exactly. But a good amount of it is on I think a hard drive in one of the very old and enduring computers in our house. So that would be really tricky. I'd have to be able to like put it on a flash drive and like transfer it, like make a copy of it and then take that from the computer and put it in my laptop and then get it to recognize, convert it to a format that's YouTube friendly, and then take it from my laptop, put it, download it to my laptop, um, up in my editing software, and then upload it to YouTube privately, and then type it in the description, get the tags and all that, and then put it a picture of my old hands. Yeah. But it's a very complicated process. I've never really been good with technology. I'm not very tech savvy. That's more my brother's world. Um, but I mean, I could try doing a little. I could definitely try for Joshua News, but that would be such a long process. I mean, another thing too is there's some really interesting audio recordings I have on one of them. Spoiler alert: one of the titles is almost certainly going to be eventually at some point. Jimmy discusses 4D pants. Ooh, maybe you could record new episodes of Josh News. Use your improv skills to make some stories. Yeah, well, I could do that, but it's better if it's actually my 7-year-old self and my real 7-year-old voice in the room of the house that I lived in at the time. And like the background, like there'll be like, someone in my family like shouting in the background half the time. Sometimes they'll like the TV will still be on, or something. Or like I was a very small house and the walls were very thin, so you'd be able to hear like someone eating or someone on the phone or whatever. So it just has that genuine tone to it where you can tell it's very real. It's a real kid trying his best to entertain an audience of nobody, with his mother's iPhone, in a room. Uh, the room I grew up in, really, is the house I grew up in. But if I did it now, it would just feel wrong. It would feel like a betrayal of the name, the wholesome integrity of the Joshua News. I feel like I would be violating the everything that the News Corporation of Joshua News, the news giant that is Joshua News, stands for. That I would be backstabbing. My loyalty. I would become a traitor in the name of Joshua News Incorporated. So I just feel like if I did that now at my age, it would be like, yeah, I don't know. But, I just feel like if I did that now, um, it wouldn't be as genuine. It would probably be, well, I don't know if it'd be funnier. I think it's funnier hearing some of the stuff my 7-year-old mind came up with, because I was also a little bit messed up too, because my parents pretty much like let me watch whatever I wanted as a kid. So I watched a lot of like horror movies and a lot of like, thriller like TV shows and stuff like that. So I basically like, I had a very twisted sense of humor, a very twisted mind ever since I was able to talk, really. So some things in the Joshua News are like, wait, what was, and like stuff you would never hear on the real news. Um, yeah, a lot of like death and violence and gore and stuff like that. Yeah, but then it also has this innocent. There's also this innocent vibe to it too. Like you could tell I was like a 6, 7-year-old. Just like, there's also the sunshine and ice cream and like stuff like that. So it's a very delicate mix to recreate. I'd have to thoroughly study each episode of the Joshua News that I can to be able to accurately recreate it. I might be able to, but with the time it would take to do that, I'd rather just see if I could upload the actual videos. So we will see on that. But now that I know you have interest in the Joshua News, we'll see if we can get that up and running on YouTube. Because I think the world deserves. I think that's something the world needs right now. Some real accurate news, because like you said, the news is, as it stands, is too depressing. People don't want to watch it. But if it's the Joshua News, that's your way you can get. I mean, it's kind of like those satire shows, like late night comedies, political comedies, stuff like that. Like that's how you can like be in the know on the current news and have it be in a comedic context. Have it be in a lighthearted, like entertaining context instead of just like a depressing, bland format on C-SPAN or CNN or MSNBC or whatever. Like, if it's on like a comedy show or a talk show or something, but the Joshua News wasn't either of those. Oh, I remember another part of it too. There'd be an interview segment. I would interview a trending celebrity at the time, but of course I didn't have anybody to do it, so I'd play all the parts. My parents love to watch those shows. Yeah. Um, Sometimes I wonder if their primary demographics parents. But basically, yeah. So I would be everybody. I'd be the news anchor. I'd be the sports person, the weather, the traffic. And so I would be the celebrity guest too, which is not an aspect that's not a part of the news. So I don't know where I got that from. I mean, we did grow up. I mean, we did in my household. We did watch um, late night comedies occasionally. We'd watch like Saturday Night Live and like Jimmy Kimmel or like The Late Show or The Tonight Show or something. So maybe that's where I got it from. But not every day though. Maybe like once a week. But we watch the news every day. That was a priority. Like you don't miss the and also is another thing. You don't talk when the news is on. That's a lesson I had to learn the hard way, time and time again. You shut up when the news is on. That nobody disturb the news. Don't drop your fork while the news is on. If it falls, don't bother picking it up. Like because you're gonna go to bed without supper then. Like that. It was a very serious offense. It was a felony in my household. If you interrupt the news. I mean, if it was. I mean, if it was pre-recorded, like if it was on a VHS tape and we were watching it back the next day, then it wasn't as big of a deal. We would just pause it and be like, "What? What?" You say like, "Yeah, all right, that's nice. Just be quiet now. I want to watch the news. I want to watch yesterday's news." So, you know, but yeah, it was very the news was sacred in our household. So, needless to say, I was very well educated in what was going on in the outside world up until a few years ago. So, basically, yeah. But the Joshua News, I think that's enough about that. So the camera facing in was really weird. Yeah, I knew pretty much nothing about cinematography or any aspect of filmmaking at the time, so it was just really awkward. Have you ever played Splatoon? I have not. I've heard of that, also known as Saltoon, the Salty Splatoon. I have never been to the Salty Splatoon, no. I did eat a bowl of nails for breakfast, but I'm trying to get off the milk. I haven't been able to do it. So I haven't been able to get into the Salty Splatoon until I'm able to kick the nails and milk. But yeah, I haven't. Adelaide, you say that too. Yeah, you're lucky Patty King's Irish. I'm not sure to what extent you know. Oh no, what does that mean? What does that mean? I'm confused. I'm scared. What? Because I said the word Irish. It's St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Here, I get. All right, let's lighten the note. There's this one. Okay, all right, all right. Let me lighten the mood here. Want to hear an Irish joke? Yeah. Yes. All right. Two Irishmen walk out of a bar. Might happen one day. Yeah, that's the joke. So hopefully that lightens it up a little bit. I told that to Patty King because he's like pretty much 100% Irish in his ancestry, and he's just like he just like sighed at it. But don't feel too bad for him. He forgot what the three colors were on the Irish flag, so he's and he doesn't know any Gaelic. With doing those last, a super sniper, and yeah, sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not in on the jargon, the lingo. I've never played the game, um, but yeah. So um, basically, um, yeah. So he doesn't even know what the three colors on the Irish flag are, but yeah, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. The Irish. I don't even know what the point of that holiday is. I think it's just like an excuse for people to get drunk and like dress in green. It's I got into the Salty Splatoon for making a Club Penguin account without parental supervision. Oh, hey, that you gotta be really tough to do. Club Penguin. I do know what that is. I've never been involved with it though. Kind of like Neopets. I think I was kind of born too late into that. My brother and sister, who are pretty much the same age as each other, who are much older than me, grew up playing Neopets, Roller Coaster Tycoon, all that kind of stuff. Those PC games, and it just I was too young for it. It went over my head at the time, and now like what I grew up with is like Minecraft basically and stuff like that. So just by asking my mom if I could play on the laptop. All right, I see what you're doing there. Anyway, yeah, so that's enough with the Joshua news. So yeah, basically being called Adam, and partaking in shenanigans with my mother's iPhone, which I surprisingly never broke, um, is about the extent of my the stories I can think of right now. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more on a more serious note that I could tell, but as far as comedy goes, yeah, those are probably some of the funniest ones. MC is sacred. Oh, Minecraft. Okay. Be right back. Oh no, come on, we just got this started. Why you gotta leave again? Well, hopefully it's not both of you, but Doodle Noodle's still here, then I guess you get to pick where we're going next on this, and then Rose will just have to go with it. But wow, it's been an hour and 20 minutes already. Well, I guess I'll extend the timeline on this. If everybody involved is still having fun, then why? Why not keep going? So, what next, Doodle Noodle? What are we gonna do now? Salty Splatoon for punching a teddy bear. I just wrote a college essay about teddy bears a few days ago. Fun fact. Yeah, some of you probably may not know, I'm actually a college student. I've been since a good while before I started this channel. I don't talk about it much because it's not really the focus of the channel. But bold of you to assume. Oh, I'm sorry. You said be right back, like as if you were gonna leave the chat. But whatever. It's better if you don't. So that's cool. That's fine. But yeah, so let's leave it to our first time guest Rose here to really decide what our finale for this live chat is going to be, because it has been an hour and 22 minutes, and typically these things are only about an hour long. But what do you want to do? I'll give you a choice between a 3-question Q&A, a request for like a challenge I could do right now, or like some kind of thing like that, or a like I don't know, like so some whatever you want me to do or say, or whatever. It's like, it's just your chat. It's audience oriented. It's very viewer driven. Whatever the fans want is what they get. So speak up. What should it be? What should the epic grand finale to this live stream be? Three-question Q&A. All right, fine. Since this is your first one of these, I'm gonna have to debrief you here. So yeah, basically you could ask whatever questions you want. Nothing's off limits. It could be as normal, as weird, as serious, as funny, whatever. I do have the right to not answer them, but that's okay. They won't count against you. You could just answer, "It's over," and I have the high ground. Well, I'm assuming it's some kind of inside joke, whatever. I don't get that. Anyway, so yeah, you get a 3-question Q&A. All right. Well, what more needs to be said? Let's hear your first question. I mean, it's harder because you're not, as far as I know, you're not familiar with my channel or anything. So I mean, when Doodle Noodle has Q&As, most of what he asks about is about the channel and stuff. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, go ahead, fire away. What's your first question? How's college going? All right, so you want to be like a parent about this, like a long lost relative, like an uncle or a cousin who I haven't talked to in like 8 years, and it's just kind of awkwardly sitting across from me in a hospital waiting room, like with it's just I'm like, so how's college going? How's that? All right, I see. Anyway, not to critique your question asking, but I'm just saying this is kind of what it reminds me of. How's college? It's going. It's going splendid. It's going splentastic, splendorific. It's the turbotastic. Um, I'm really enjoying college. I think it's done a lot of good for me. It's I've gotten away with so much throughout my entire schooling. I was homeschooled all my life, so everything was online, which is great. So I got away with like so much. I look back on some of my high school essays, um, and I'm really surprised. Like I wonder if my teachers even like read them or if they just automatically gave them 100. Because like, oh, you submitted something and it was on time, so you get 100. It met the word count. So like there's no typos or anything. Because like it's all just like it's absolute nonsense. I would write these absurd narratives and sometimes it'd be like pretty inappropriate, and it would actually I'm doing homeschool right now actually. Oh, nice. Um, yeah. So in college, I've basically been able to return to that as me now, as myself at my age now. So it's really it's been quite a ride for me. It's been a lot of fun. I've met a lot of cool people, a lot of weird people, a lot of actually disturbing people too. Like people who legitimately like freak me out. But I've made some friends. Uh, Homeschool third to seventh grade, cool. Um, you know, and I was introduced to a lot of things. A lot of like substances, a lot of stuff, and you know, um, I learned a lot, from classes and such. I've been getting good grades as a straight A student for the most part. Um, I tried to make YouTube videos at the college. Some of my series is like the City of Infinity podcast, Tales from the Fifth Dimension, social experiments, and things like that are filmed at the college. Um, and you can learn more about those on your own time browsing my channel. But yeah, so in a word, it's going fine. It's going swell, or as I would say in the aforementioned scenario, good. Good. So how's college going? Good, good. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Again, art university. You seem. I've never met you before, but I'm just getting the vibe from you that you're an art person. Um. But anyway, yeah, no, you do that definitely. I myself am a amateur musician. You won't find any of my work taken seriously on my channel for various reasons. That's not what this channel's about. But 8 hours on my last draw. Cool. So you're all right. So you're a drawing. I can't draw for crap, but I envy those who can, like my sister. But yeah, that's really good. My brother actually has a bachelor's degree from the University of Florida in digital media, so he like makes animations and stuff. So that's really cool. He actually taught me binary, so now I know that. Um, but I mean, he can speak like HTML, JavaScript, all that. Anyway, um, neato. I gotta start saying that. But yeah, no, for me it's music, which I also consider an art form. I'm an amateur musician. You won't, like I said, you won't find that on my channel, but I am a singer, songwriter, guitarist, pianist, band leader. Hopefully, I don't really have any like a concrete lineup for a band yet, but once I do, and once we have a studio, then it's time to then we're good to go. Then we can start recording some original material. We can start getting some venues. then we'll be on a roll. We'll have our own website, business cards, etc. So I expect all that to happen, in this year of 2019. So I'd say by the end of 2019, we'll cement ourselves as a legitimate band. And no, before you ask, we have not settled on a title for the band yet. We actually discussed Doodle and I actually discussed that last night. But but yeah, so that's my thing. Anyway, what's your second question? So your next question. I'm gonna focus on science. Cool. You can't go wrong with science. I took 2 science classes in college so far because I thought they'd be, I mean, I had to. But what's your most surreal experience? Surreal, huh? Hmm. Hmm. I don't quite know how to answer that. By surreal, do you mean like dreamlike? I mean, probably any questions are well. Yeah, well, like any time that I wasn't sober, basically. I don't know. Like, most surreal, just sort of unbelievable. Being called Adam was pretty. Being called Adam in a Chuck E. Cheese, like being mistaken for Adam. That at the time, that was really surreal. I did not. I genuinely did not know how to react to that in the moment. Good thing his dad was there to kind of, correct him on that. That's not Adam. Because if he wasn't there, if he was gone to the bathroom or something, this kid would have just thought I was Adam and treated me like so, and I don't know what that would have entailed. So that was pretty surreal. Yeah, I don't know, probably something pretty recently, like from the last year or so. Um, that's a serious, thought-provoking question. I try to keep it like lighthearted and whimsical on the channel for the most part, but I'm definitely down to answer serious questions. Yeah, I don't know what the most surreal thing is. I've had a lot of surreal experiences. It would probably have to do with being alone in nature at nighttime in cool weather. What if the kid and his dad is from an alternate universe? The universe are named Adam. Maybe they're from the Berenstain Bears universe, and I'm from the Berenstain Bears universe. Who knows? I don't know, the Mandela effect or something. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'd have to think about that. I don't know what the most real experience I've had. All right, one more. It's a 3-question Q&A. What's your final question? What's your final question for this 3-question Q&A? Least favorite meme of 2018? Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say NA on this one. I don't know a single meme. Sorry, it's not my thing. Everybody got their thing. If a wise man E40 once said, "Everybody got choices." That's actually one of E40's most well-known quotes. I have it on a list of top 50 most influential quotes over there. Everybody got choices. Everybody got their thing. It's such a profound, prolific sounding thing. So, yeah, no, I'm not familiar with memes, unfortunately. My siblings are, but it's just not part of the whole aesthetic of what I do. I'm not on like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Snapchat or whatever, Tumblr, MySpace, TikTok, whatever you kids are using nowadays. But I'm on YouTube because it's an exception in my opinion. It's not really social media. It's just like, I don't know. Yeah, that's not really my thing. And then nothing against them. Like Doodle Noodle's channel, for example, I'm a fan of, and his stuff is mostly, meme humor and stuff like that. So that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It's just, I don't know. It's not my thing, really. So sorry, I can't give an answer to that. I'll give you another question since you didn't really get a fair answer. We don't speak of TikTok. Good. You shouldn't. It's an abomination. I didn't know where you stood on that because I never heard where you said, so I didn't want to come on too strong, you know. Okay, good, good. I'm glad we're in agreement on that. Um, anyway, so all right, I'll give you another question since you didn't really get an answer. Did I ever have any pets? Yes, I did. I had two turtles, Timmy and Jimmy. We had to let them go because they got too big and they tried to eat each other. Um, we had to put a divider up on their tank. They got increasingly violent throughout their lifetime. So we eventually had to set them free and say, hey, if it's destiny for them to eat each other, then it's destiny. But just we're not going to encourage that. So we there happens to be a lake in the back of our yard, pretty much. So we just set them free one day. One of them just jumped right in without hesitating at all, just freedom wooey, and the other one kind of stayed, in the bucket a little bit because he's kind of scared. So he kind of just like waited for him to come out his own time, but he did. So they were yellow and red snappers, I believe, but they were my brother's turtles. It's just they became the family pets, but we bought a tank for them, and they would live in there. It was very bare bones. We just feed them every once in a while and clean the tank, even less often. For about dried up. Oh yeah, yeah, it is weird. But yeah, so we had two turtles. Set them free maybe 5 years ago, and that's it. That's my history with pets. We never had uh, cats or dogs or box apartments. Yeah, we never had any cats or dogs or fish or birds or hamsters or like anything like that. Um, one of my well, someone I know has three pet rats, so that's something. Um, but yeah, no, I before you ask, I'm more of a cat person than a dog person. I hope that doesn't offend anyone here, but yeah, I've never I don't dogs and I don't really get along, unfortunately. I do have kind of a history of negative encounters with dogs, and therefore have like a like a negative association with them. Petting my cat right now, actually, good. But I do love cats. I'm a sucker for cute cat videos. Unfortunately, it does eat up a lot of my time. So yeah, I do wish I could get cats, but a lot of my family is actually allergic to cats, so we haven't been able to get those. But if you notice, if you watch some of my videos, like I have either five or six, everything, except spiders. Yeah. Oh, I know someone who has a pet snake too, and a pet iguana. Um, but 5 to 6 of my shirts are actually cat shirts. They're really hard to explain what they are, so you can, just see them in your own time. Some of my most successful videos on this channel are the meowing series. Meowing 10,000 times in 1 hour, meowing 20,000 times in 1 hour, meowing 10,000 times in 30 minutes. I mean, Doodle Noodle, can talk about those. But yeah, so. Yeah, I am a fan of cats. I mean, just in general, my philosophy now is like, animals in captivity. It's like, it's basically you're turning your house into a petting zoo, then, and it's like, you're kind of interfering with nature a little bit, and like just the whole modern day concept of cats and dogs is kind of unnatural selection, about selective breeding and stuff like that. Uh, um, Yeah, you can tell her about that if you want, but so it's like, to get into a philosophical discussion about it, like I have numerous times, it's like, yeah, owning pets are kind of just like, not I don't know, as far as morality is concerned, like, there's that part of me that's just like, yeah, but like just having a meow 20, don't give who ideas. Yeah, 20,000 times in 1 hour. I sure did. I'm proud of it. I'm going for 20,000 times in 30 minutes too. By the way, I wanted to say this for the end of the video, but I'm going to say it now too. Rose, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Comment on my videos. Like them, share them, all that good stuff. Please. I really need everybody I could get on there. And also I think there's a lot in it for you too. But we'll save that for the end. For right now, let's finish up this live stream. Uh, but yeah, no, meowing for sure. Oh, you're entertaining. Thank you, and I hope these live streams are basically an audition for me to prove myself to other people, and just like, you know, yeah, you get a sample of it live, so it's like this weird thing where like now you can watch some of my pre-recorded videos and just be like, oh, okay, interesting. And then next time you come to the live stream, because by the way, if you click the bell for notifications, you'll be notified whenever I start live streaming, which, spoiler alert, it's always going to be around this time of the night, sometime between midnight and 6 a.m. Well, not always, but most of the vast majority of the time. Um, and, so, yeah, and you'll get notified when I live stream, and then we'll have more to talk about. You'd be like, so in your whatever video or something, like, is it really like, and that's where Doodle Noodle and I stand right now, pretty much. He's actually one of my biggest fans. Don't tell me, I'm not sure what to call you. Um, you could call me Joshua, I guess. I mean, that's my name. I'm a pretty down to earth guy. I mean, yeah, Mr. Everything Man Works too. That's the name of the channel. But you can get all that from Doodle Noodle. Hold on a second. I need to plug this in. You just get the charger from over here. Yeah. It's a familiar situation for you, probably. This is the longest live stream I've ever had. An hour and 41 minutes. I mean, I know you weren't here the whole time, which is why I'm, allowing some overtime. Typically, they don't go nearly this long. Oh, what just happened? Okay. Why? Alright, stays like that. Anyway, you both still there? You all good? Alright, so, so yeah, any last things before we end this live stream? Since I know you got here late, it's your first time, all that. So, anything else? Any other discussions, debates to be had, questions, comments? Yeah, things to say, things you want the viewers watching this later to see on the screen. No, not really. Okay, good. Because I got stuff to do before I go to bed. It's 3 a.m. now, where I am in Florida. But yeah, so please, Doodle Noodle, if you'll do the honors, get her the hookup on the, recommend studying memory in college. You would understand my content more. Studying, memory. Okay, because you spelled it memory, but memory, yeah. Midnight for me. Oh wow, you're in let me just California. You're in California, huh? Cool. I feel like I'm on chat roulette now. Yeah, okay, well that's something to talk about next time. But yeah, so basically if you subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications, you'll be notified when I start live streaming. Oregon, probably, Nevada, Las Vegas, I don't know. Probably one of those. But that'll be something to talk about next time when we have more time. He did. And so, if you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for notifications, you'll be notified when I start live streaming again next time, and you'll be able to join in there right from the beginning. And we'll have more conversations. I must warn you, if nobody tunes in 5 to 10 minutes after I start, I stop and then privatize the video. So, but yeah, Doodle Noodle can give you the hookup as far as the channel subscription, stuff like that. And I look forward to seeing your comments on the videos and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks. Thank you both for tuning in. Thank you, Doodle Noodle, for reaching out to our esteemed guest tonight and kind of facilitating this whole thing, this whole trio. And thank you, Rose, for tuning in. So Good night, everybody, and I'll see you next time.